Hello everyone and welcome to another new review, and this one gonna be on Forever Evil issue number 7. First of all, I'll point out that this cover is really cool. I really like it. We see that the crime syndicates are kind of fighting the villains of Earth, which was pretty cool, Bizarro versus Ultraman and more. Later on, we see that Batman is kind of blaming Luther, for killing Nightwing, and he was like talking to himself, and he was like, I never killed him, but I did something to him that saved his life. So later on, we see that finally Alexander Luthor is unleashed, and his powers are just got back to him, and we see that Lex Luthor later on explains to Batman what actually happened and how did he save the life of Nightwing, aka Dick Grayson, and he basically forced him to swallow a cardiplegia pill. Hopefully I pronounced the name right. I'm not sure about it, but basically it's a drug that paralyzes the cardiac muscles surrounding the heart, and basically all Lex Luthor had to do is just hit the heart of the boy or Nightwing, but with adrenaline, just to get him back alive. And that's where he started breathing, and that's where we saw this emotional moment between Batman, Nightwing, and Bizarro and Lex Luthor. Later on, we see that Cyborg made his appearance in Forever Evil, and we see that he made it back alive. So basically, we learned that Firestorm is kind of holding inside of him the rest of the Justice League, and they're all just trapped inside of him. And later on, we see that there's a way to rescue all these people. Later on, we see that Superwoman, the one who was actually pregnant, and we thought that she's pregnant with the kid or the child of Ultraman, but no, it appears that she is pregnant with the child of Alexander Luthor, and we finally see that she teamed up with Alexander Luthor to take down Firestorm of the Crime Syndicate, and we see that she want to take down Ultraman as well. Later on, we see that Cyborg is actually, explaining what happened with him in issue number 29 of the Justice League, where he was like, he crossed paths with, Steve Trevor, and he's been communicating with Martian Manhunter, and basically John is inside of Firestorm and the rest of the Justice League, and yeah, they are. So basically, we see that Martian Manhunter told Trevor that, there's only one way that Firestorm's psychic bond could be broken is by someone with a strong emotional tie to Wonder Woman, and basically if they use her lasso of truth, they could really break out all the Justice League out of Firestorm. Later on, we see this big fight between Ultraman and Mazash, or I'm gonna call him for now Alexander Luthor, and we see that Superwoman's kind of trying to take down Firestorm, as we see that one of the abilities of Alexander Luthor is to suck in powers, and basically he took all the other heroes or other villains' powers in the Crime Syndicate world. Later on, we see that Batman actually steps in to, break the psychic bond in Firestorm's body, so he could break out the rest of the Justice League. And later on, we see actually, Owlman, he's making an appearance, and he's tried to talk to Nightwing, or aka Dick Grayson. But later on, they take us to other panels where we see that this big fight is going on between Alexander Luthor and the villains of Earth. We see that Bizarro tried to take him down, and Alexander Luthor wasn't that easy to just be taken down that easily, but basically he killed Bizarro, and I felt so bad for him, and I felt bad for Lex Luthor, because he went after Bizarro to take care of him, and he couldn't really get to him, but he died. So later on, we see that Lex Luthor want to get revenge on him, and he finds a good way. He calls up on Black Adam and Sinestro, and he basically tells Black Adam to call up on his lightning, or say the word that is Shazam, and as he gets close to Alexander Luthor, the moment he goes close to him, just give him this lightning rod, and he gave it to Sinestro. So basically, when the lightning hit, it won't hit Black Adam, but it will hit Alexander Luthor. You only see that Dick Grayson is trying to take down Owlman, as we see that he doesn't want to fight him. He didn't mean to harm him, but he's on his side. But suddenly he just appears. I don't know where the fuck he goes, but he just disappeared. Here to only see that Sinestro, Black Adam are taking on, Alexander Luthor, and the moment Black Adam just gets to him, he calls the word Shazam, and basically it didn't really work because that's not the word that changed, Alexander Luthor, but it was a different word. Later on, we see that Alexander Luthor is actually taking down Lex Luthor, but we see that Alexander is kind of insulting and telling Lex Luthor that he is nothing without powers. He's just a human being. Shit. Until Lex Luthor was like, yeah, I am, but I'm, stronger, and I'm just like better than you, and even he has the smartness in him. So basically he knew what to do, and he just killed him the moment he called on the word Mazash or something. Yeah, still I have difficulties saying the word, but basically the moment he called upon it, he just changed into the weak man that Alexander is, and he just stabbed him in the heart and he just killed him. Later on, we see that Lex Luthor is actually taking down, Ultraman as well. We see that he just weakened him by asking Sinestro and Black Adam just to move the thing that was actually blocking the sun that made Ultraman weak. And basically, in the end, we see that all the superheroes, all the Justice League heroes, just made it outside of the body of Firestorm, and Batman just, did it. He had the emotional connection between him and Wonder Woman. Later on, we see that the last crime syndicate that was Atomica that started all this shit was just killed. He just killed her. He just stepped on her, and he just smashed her. So later on, we see that Superman was actually dying because of the thing that was in his head, in his brain, that was actually planted by Atomica. And in the end, we see that Lex Luthor steps in to save him, and he actually saved him. He became a better man. Everyone, changed. Their lives just changed. Every villain, we see that they have new records on. All their old stuff are gone, except for a few of them, like Black Adam, Sinestro. Didn't really get the idea of it. We saw that Catwoman never really cared about it. We see that Batman is actually putting Dick Grayson onto a mission to take care of his identity and everything. And in the end, we see that Lex Luthor actually, talked to his to the son of the guy who died actually in the plane, I think so, in the helicopter, and he was like, if you still want to take my company, I'm okay. My father's dead, I need to take care of my mother and stuff, but he was like, I don't want it. This is a family business, and family is important. And that was a pretty much emotional moment for me, and even like I was surprised about Lex Luthor and how he changed. And later on, we see actually Cyborg and the Flash. They're talking about Element Woman, and Vibe, and we see that they just disappear without a trace. We see that Owlman is actually in Gotham, I think so. He's roaming around there. We see that Superwoman is actually held in, and she was just sitting there until Wonder Woman talked to her, and she wanted to talk to her actually to see who was the guy that they're afraid of, who's the one who destroyed their planet, and what was that lightning all about. And she was like, my kid just actually kicked in. Later on, we see that Lex Luthor is actually trying to, remake a Superman or a Bizarro, I think so. And he tells in this panel that he said a lie to us and to Bizarro. I was like shocked. He lied about Lena, his sister, that actually was ill and she died. That's what he said. But now he corrected himself, and he was like, she never died, but I failed to save her. But failure make him stronger, make him to grow, bigger, to learn, to just get smarter, and just all that crazy stuff that he is all about. And finally, we see that Lex Luthor is actually checking up on Batman, and he finally knew who is Batman and who's behind that mask. And I like this panel, because we see this great art on the right hand side, where we see Batman is facing the Joker and Dick is facing Harley Quinn, which was pretty awesome. And it was taken actually from Secret Origins issue number 1. And I love just this panel, the way Lex Luthor find out about Bruce Wayne being Batman. I think it was just so great. And in the end, we'll see who's actually on the way, who's going to take the sword down. And it's, Anti-Monitor, someone is helping him, and yeah, the only thing that's left for him is actually Darkseid. Thank you all guys for watching. Let me know what did you think of this issue right down below. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, share. And before I end this video, I want to say that this one is one of my favorite fucking issues. It's just so great, a great conclusion. I actually had a feeling that the guy who will be in the end of this issue is Anti-Monitor, not the Darkseid. No, I think that Anti-Monitor is way stronger and way dangerous than Darkseid. So yeah, I really enjoyed this issue. Amazing art, emotions there were in this fucking book. We just saw a lot of great stuff. I can't really explain how much I'm happy to see this book ending, and finally it did. So thank you all guys for watching. Let me know what did you think of this issue right down below. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, share. See you guys around. Take care.